Hey everyone, there is a seemingly endless amount of digital assessment tools out there, and it's almost impossible to know what all exists and know how to use them well. So we want to take some time digging into that a little bit. So our EdTech Make and Take site, we have this digging into digital assessments module. And part of that is this task sheet that houses our slides and this digital assessment comparison deck. And here's where we have assembled some of the tools and platforms that we really like and some ideas about what's good about them and not so good about them to hopefully make you or help you make informed decisions. We don't have time to go into the nitty gritty about all of these. So my thought is to kind of walk through some ideas and help you think about what makes sense for you. In terms of our outcomes, really just want to increase your awareness and explore ideas for how you might utilize them, and then ultimately create one that you can use in your class. So thinking about overall, how many platforms should we use? Don't want too many, 2 to 3 maybe. You can make the choice. Definitely want it to be efficient for you to create and find stuff that you can not have to spend your whole life doing, and make sure that students can use it easily and not waste time trying to work their way through it. What kinds of options do they provide? Are there more than multiple choice questions? Can you use it easily in your instruction and not have to spend time going out of something and into something? Those are things you want to think about. And then how well can you provide feedback? Does the platform provide feedback? What versatility is there available? And thinking about moving from surface to depth, this is how I want to try to show some of these options. So surface is quicker, but shows you less. Um, for example, if we look at quizzes, Bookit, Gimkit, Dreamscape, these are all game-based, highly engaging, but pretty surface level questions, mostly multiple choice, and don't tell you as much as other options. They could be used as good openers or in the midst of instruction, kind of be a quick check of what's going on. And things like quizzes have pre-made content where you can just look for a certain topic, find it, and use it, and not have to spend that much time developing your own. But looking at moving into a deeper understanding, something like Flipgrid and having students record is a way to reveal more about what they know and give them a chance to show some creativity and have some fun with it. As they add a response, they have the option to record their screen. They can do mic only for those who are a little camera shy. And they have things like a whiteboard so that they can demonstrate what they know, and can be used in a lot of different ways. And you as a teacher can respond to it yourself or have others respond to it, which makes it a pretty versatile option. So looking at timing and use, how can we intersperse our assessment in between our instruction? We don't want to go on for 20 minutes without giving students a chance to practice or engage, grapple with our content. So some ideas for that in your slideshow, you could just throw in an image where they could caption it. So they're applying their understanding rather than just answering a question. And again, getting a chance to show some creativity and have some fun and engage with it. Similarly, but maybe not as fun, having like some kind of notebook in your slides so that they have their content and then their own personalized response that they can go back to. That can be very helpful. You can incorporate things like hyperlinks, things that you can't do on paper and pencil. And this doesn't mean that students have to have their device open the whole time. You can have it in segments. So here's a chunk of direct instruction. Okay, now get your computers out and do this, depending on how you want to make that operate. So I should also share that things like Desmos provide you with this awesome platform dashboard. I can see where all my students are in a segment. I can pause the class. I can anonymize and show a student without violating their privacy. All these things allow me to um, adjust dynamically to where students are and see where they are, and they can respond to each other in a lot of different ways. Certainly, something like a Google Classroom question is a great way to capture your classroom discussion. I know a lot of classes utilize discussion. So rather than have those ideas just disappear into space, have students respond to a question after that discussion or have them enter it in something like a Jamboard. That is a great formative assessment and an enhancement upon your already quality practices. So something to think about as you're making those decisions. So then looking at responding, how are you going to have students reflect on or improve their learning? So they can always search and self-correct. They can peer review with things like Google Doc comments. They can screenshot their results and type a reflection. You could group them and have them go to different things based on their results. Lots of options there, and the technology helps us to achieve those things. So going back to our doc, as you go through yours, tell us what your activity is, make your assessment, and how do you plan to use that in your instructional flow? Know that in this document, there's guides to help you on how to use these. And Sarah and I are always here to support you in person. Don't forget the online discussion stuff at the bottom. So thanks for listening. Good luck. I'm excited to see what you create.